And we are in the middle of a very exciting time because we have the IPL going on. It's one of the world's biggest, sporting extravaganzas. And IPL over the years have been working to make, sports engagement much better. And today we are with a very interesting company. We are with a very interesting startup called Edisn.ai, who are doing exactly that, working towards making fan engagement on platforms much better. So they are an AI-powered fan engagement platform with state-of-the-art player recognition and contextual content delivery. We are with Mr. Ashok, who is the founder and CEO of Edisn.ai, and we are with Mr. Akshay Chandrasekhar, who is the CTO. So Mr. Ashok, break it down for us. So what is like AI-powered engagement platform with state-of-the-art player recognition, contextual content delivery? That's like pretty difficult. So for a layman like me, so what is it?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having us. So let's assume you're watching sport on your mobile device or any of your connected devices. And that is increasingly the way fans are consuming sport.
Yes.
TV is pretty much a thing of the past, right? The device allows very interesting engagement, interactivity, personalization and stuff like that. Unfortunately, a lot of the content which is on those devices are not catering towards making leveraging the power of the device. So what we have built is a platform which sits on top of your existing video which you are watching. Let's assume you're watching the IPL game or a football game or something like that. We are now able to recognize in real time the players which come onto the screen using really deep AI and computer vision technologies. We recognize Messi and Virat Kohli and Ronaldo and all of these guys which come on screen in real time. The moment you as a fan click on say a Messi or a Virat Kohli or a Messi or a Ronaldo, we can then start delivering contextual content about that particular player.
Okay, so what is contextual content? Can you break it down? What are the contextual content?
Sure. Contextual content can be stats. It can be social media posts about the game, about the player that you have currently clicked on.
So it directly goes to the social media profiles of the players?
Yes.
Okay.
And it could be about some photos or videos that the broadcaster has chosen to clip and share with fans. It could be pretty much anything like that.
Yeah. So also the content which is going is it's also since it's a B2BC, right? That's
B2B2C.
Yeah. Okay. So the content is moderated, right? It's moderated by the broadcaster with whom you're working.
Yes. Absolutely correct.
Okay.
So look, here's the way I look at this, right? If you're watching an IPL match today, the content that you see on screen, the statistics that you see on screen is what the producer thinks you must see. And all 100 million fans watching it on television or on Hotstar see the same content. If you want to drill down and get more data about say Virat Kohli or Messi or Ronaldo or whoever else, how do you do it now? You can't do it now.
Yes.
So what we do with our platform is the ability to first click on Virat Kohli or Messi or somebody like that, and then on the back of that deliver the content which is relevant for Virat Kohli or Messi. When you want it. Give the power back to the user. That is what we do.
So, so I was going through your website and I found a lot of big projects which your guys are doing. So, can you tell us more about the projects? Because I know you're working with some big guys in Europe, you're working with some esports guys in Asia Pacific region, and you're working with IPL, with a very leading IPL team. I won't tell the name, so let's keep it a secret that way. So just tell us about it. First tell us about IPL, since IPL is going on.
Yes.
So how you're incorporating your technology into it.
Yeah. So with the IPL, what we're doing is we're working with one IPL team. So with the team, what happens is that they don't have the live match content, but they do hundreds and hundreds of sports videos of their team. Training sessions, practice sessions, behind the scenes stuff with their sponsors and stuff like that. We take all of those videos, make all of those videos interactive and engaging. So you look at the players, you click on the players, we can give you statistics and previous match highlights, click to buy tickets, click to buy merchandise, all of that stuff. Similarly, around the world, we are working actually now with two of the leading broadcasters in India for cricket as well as for football, which is soccer. In the US, we are working with a leading NBA team to make their behind the scenes content more interactive. We're working with the NFL and a leading broadcaster. Hopefully, we will get it live in time for the next NFL season in September. We're working with a leading Olympic federation in Madrid. It's an endurance sports federation. So we are making all of their videos more interactive and engaging for live as well as for non-live. We are working with an esports team based out of Australia to make their esports engagement more interactive. So in the short period of time that we've been in existence, we're already working with some of the world's leading sports broadcasters, teams, federations, and now increasingly
So you spoke about also working with not only sports organizations or sports broadcasters, but also with entertainment companies, right? So you spoke about Paramount, working with Paramount. So tell us about that, like how you're making movies or music videos more interesting for us.
Yeah, look, so when we built this technology out, we are all sports fans and we built it out for sport. What we realized when we showed this around is that the underlying AI technology that we built out is so robust that the same thing can be used to make any other video also interactive and personalized. So when we showed it to a friend of ours who took it to Paramount Pictures, they said that look, for their movie trailers, for their entertainment content which they have, we can make all of that more interactive. So you can think about a movie trailer, you see all the actors, you click on the actor, you can deliver previous videos of the same actor, or click to buy their merchandise, or previous movies which they have done, any other statistics that you might want to consume, right? Similarly with music, let's take an example of like a Coke studio, for example, right? They've got 20, 30, 50 artists. Most people will not know who they are, right? You click on the artist, we can give them previous music videos of that artist, download to pay and buy one song, for example, or their merchandise, or tickets to their next gig in the next concert.
Okay, so that is really great. So all of us, we have recently we have seen a film on Netflix which had a very interactive thing to it, and all of us loved it. So now you know how it goes on and why this is the future, and it'll help us, and it will make content more improved. It'll increase engagement rate and also the audience on the pages. So both of you were colleagues before, right? So what made you start up A, and B, why sports? Like why did you decide to focus more and more on sports?
Yeah, so why sport? I'll answer that question first.
Okay.
I've been personally in sport for the last 14 years, working in sport. That's the only thing I know. Sport is the greatest sort of engagement video vehicle out there. I mean, fans get more passionate about sport than pretty much anything else out there, right? So why sport was a no-brainer, right? Because sport is so much about engagement, interactivity, so our solution works beautifully for sports videos. In terms of how we work together and why we built this out, so I mean, I've been running a sports sponsorship business and the sports experiences business for a long time. What I realized is that the largest sports consumption use case are people watching sports on TV and now increasingly on their mobile devices. The only way to reach all of those hundreds of millions of fans who are consuming sport is via technology. And which is why Akshay and I got together. Akshay is the technology guy, I'm the sports business guy. We got together to build out the solution to deliver, because that's the only way we can reach an NBA fan in the US, an esports team in Australia, a running fan in Madrid, and an IPL fan in India using this platform.
Akshay, you're the CTO of the company. So you tell us about the tech part of it. Like how did you build the tech part of it?
So our platform comprises face and player recognition technologies. We are able to recognize players with a very high degree of accuracy using their facial features or using other markers, including their jersey number, color, etc. Very accurately. And then based on who we recognize, we are then able to allow people to click on these players as we provide overlays on top of the videos. And based on these clicks, we obviously deliver contextual content.
Okay. So tell me more about your business plan. I know that you are also looking to raise funding, if I'm not wrong. And
who is it?
Yeah. Who is? So what's your business plan? How do you plan on scaling? Where and in which areas will you plan on scaling?
Yeah. So the business plan will be, the initial low-hanging fruit will be that we are already charging license fees to our clients for use of our software, customization, etc. The interim step, the medium-term solution for us would be that we want to transform it into a pay-per-interaction model, which is that if 10 million fans click on the platform, you give us more money. 100,000 more people do it, give us more money. So it's on a pay-per-fan, because the more engagement it is, the better for the partner, better for us. As we really go ahead, once we start picking up fan data, once we know that you are a football fan and you are a Messi fan, and even within Messi you are a Messi statistics fan, and I am a Ronaldo fan, but I am more of a Ronaldo social media fan.
Hearing about your technology, it also reminds me of a movie which I had seen probably. You take any of these sci-fi movies, like you see those crazy VFXs coming and you just click on them and you're like, so this is like looks like it's the future has come. So both of you have also been part of a tech showcase in the US. So tell us about it. Like you were also the single Indian company to be at the tech showcase. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And you also went to Japan, right? You were part of our tech showcase there also, right?
Yes.
So tell us about it. Like how did it help you grow?
Yeah. So look, we were one of only 5 companies selected from around the world to be a part of an event which happened during the NBA All-Star Weekend in Charlotte in February. It was called Sports Tank, kind of model on the Shark Tank, which you see on television.
Yeah.
So we presented one of 5 companies. We won the award for the best company pitching in that, and that really helped us to quickly, accelerate our move into the US. Right. So we got tremendous access to NFL, NBA, lots of teams, lots of broadcasters and stuff like that, and that was a great validation of what we built out. I was in Japan last week for another initiative called Sports Tech Tokyo.
Okay.
So a bunch of companies were put together by Dentsu and a VC firm based out of the US to present the coolest of sports technologies into the Japanese sports market. Now Japan, as we all know, is a technology savvy country.
Yes.
They're also a very, very sports mad country. And this year alone they have the Rugby World Cup, and next year is the Olympics in Japan, 2020 Tokyo, right? So the Japanese sports industry wanted to figure out what is the cool things happening around sport around the world and wanted to adopt them. So I was there last week and we met with a bunch of broadcasters and teams to leverage our technology.
Okay. So so now let us go back to your starting days. Like both of you were working together. So how did you both meet, and how did this plan of Edisn.ai come about? Tell us about your starting days. Like you said you were colleagues before, right? So tell us about that.
So we initially started off working on a few technology-based projects. Like Ashok mentioned, we wanted to see how we can use technology.
So this was independent of your organization, right? This was like you did it separately.
No, we were part of a company called SportyTrip.
Okay.
And we started working on some AR and VR based projects. In fact, we streamed the IPL auctions in 2017 in AR, in VR, sorry, with Hotstar. So that was a pretty cool project. And after that, we actually did a couple of AR-based engagements with IPL teams. We worked with RCB and we worked with some of the sponsors, including Tata Motors. That's when we realized that technology is the only way to actually reach more and more fans.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to be in the AI space. That's one of my most interesting topic for me is AI. So basically, we then started brainstorming about what exactly we can do with AI in sport. And that's when we stumbled upon this idea of making videos interactive. And that's when we started.
Yeah, because videos surely is the future. More and more people are consuming video content more than written content.
Correct.
Right. So then how did you? So that's when you both of you met, right? And then you decided on starting up together.
Yes.
So initially was it bootstrapped or you take funding from it? How was it?
Yeah, so we bootstrapped to a certain extent.
Okay.
Plus we also did a small friends and family round. We've got some good friends and some good family, so we need some money to be able to survive.
Yes.
And build out a small team. We've got a team of 8 people now, apart from Akshay and I, largely tech. We'll talk about that more in detail, but we are now in the stage where we've got a team together, we've got a product version out, we've got 7-8 pilots happening around the world with some really marquee sports teams and broadcasters. The next step is to now really catapult to the next stage by raising a larger amount of money in the US and really going after the market.
Okay, that is. So now tell us about your teams. Like I was going through your website and I found a lot, host of very experienced people as advisors on board. There are people from across the boards, and you told me that they are from different countries. So tell us about them, like advisors and your team, how you're building it.
Yeah, so on the advisor side, we've got now 3 advisors. All of them on the sales and marketing side of it. Okay, we've got advisors on the technology side as well, but on the sales and marketing side, we've got one gentleman, his name is Ryan Macumber. He used to run KPMG sports analytics practice globally, right? Very, very well known person in the sports tech space. We've got another, actually it's a company called Box to Box Sports. The guy who runs it is an ex-footballer for AFC Wimbledon. His name is Robbie Earl. He sits in LA now and he fronts the NBC soccer coverage in the US. So he's like the Harsha Bogle equivalent for soccer in the US.
That is great.
So he's opening up tremendous doors for us in the US. And we also have an Australian guy called Sean who's basically helping us on the whole Asia Pacific and this side of the market, right? On the technology side, we've got another gentleman called Vishwa. Vishwa Hassan, he's 20 plus years in Intel.
Okay.
He was Akshay's ex-boss in Intel.
Okay.
And so he's helping us on the technology side.
That's also a great thing for starting. Like you know this person, you know that person,
exactly,
and you come together
exactly.
and build a great product after it.
Exactly. So on the tech side, so we believe we built out a product which is so cool that we've identified 3 areas which are patentable, protectable through IP, right? Akshay himself has got 3 patents in his name. He's too shy to mention that. Vishwa, who's our advisor, has got 20 odd patents in his name on various things. So we're going to protect all of that on Edisn with. So therefore, we are dialing down on the technology side, and as an extended team, we are working with the Indian Institute of Science. In Bangalore.
Yes. I wanted to come to that.
Yeah.
So you are also working with these universities to build your product and build your technology. So tell us more about it. Like tell us more about your collaborations with these universities, and also I think with companies like that of yours, if you are collaborating more with these universities, you also earn a lot of it, and I think that the students will also benefit a lot from this, because they'll also get to work on also get to work on products live and get hands-on experience from it.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah,
absolutely. So we are working with the Computer Science and Automation department of IISc. We are also trying to collaborate with the CDS department.
Okay.
They have assigned a couple of MTech graduates to help us with some of the machine learning stuff that we are trying to build. Absolutely. Like you said, it's really great to work with some of the sharpest minds in India, and that's really helping us accelerate our product development to a great extent.
Also, it's a great way to get people in.
Yes.
We've already made an offer to one of the gentlemen there, and it's a great way to build our team out. And we want to replicate this model now in the US with some US universities. We're talking to some really top-notch universities.
Yeah. So why is it also that you've been mentioning US, and so why is it also that you want to initially make your business more and more US and Europe centric? So why is it so?
Look, I think by far and away the sports and entertainment market is completely US centric, Europe centric. India is a great market, but the US is
bigger market, right?
Magnitude, by an order of magnitude larger. Yeah. So that is the place. And the other thing is that what I've seen with US based clients, they are very, very proactive in terms of adopting new innovations. I think the reason for that is that the competition for eyeballs is so much more in the US than it is in India or any other market like India, right? So if they don't keep innovating, the audience will not come to them.
Yes.
So they are willing to invest in all of that. In the US alone, there is NFL, there is NBA, there is MLB, there is hockey, there is a bunch of sports, college teams, all of that stuff. So it's by far and away the largest market. Therefore, we have set up a US entity. We are no longer, we call ourselves a US company with a strong India presence.
Yes.
Right. So that is really the market for us. As I said, the Sports Tank initiative gave us a direct entry point into the US. We believe that our product is ready. Clients are telling us that the product is ready. In fact, they say they have not seen a product like this, so which is great validation for us. So we're going right after that largest market.
So both of you, like Akshay and Ashok, tell me about any books you're reading. What you're doing to other than working to build AI, Edisn.ai.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? So what are your hobbies?
Hobbies is watch more sport.
Okay.
IPL time.
Yeah.
So I go home and just watch sport with my son.
Yeah, but that's also prepping up yourself for the big thing, right? You're prepping up yourself to help understand the sports better and build your product better. But other than that, you have to now leave
sport aside.
Leave sports aside and leave Edisn.ai aside. This is also will help our entrepreneurs who are building great products to also understand how they can give them some time so that they are fresh and can build the products better.
Look, I mean, I'm a fairly voracious reader, if I can call it that.
So
with my Kindle all the time.
Okay, so which is that one book you're reading right now?
I'm reading 2 books at the same time now. Unfortunately,
I don't understand how people do that. I've tried to do that many times, root to people. But when you're reading one book, you're in that zone. Right, then how do you shift to others?
So look, it's 2 completely different genres, so that helps.
Okay. That can be a good
one. So one of them is a complete Pulp Fiction book written by John Grisham called The Rooster Bar. I'm still catching up. He's written one more book after that. I've not caught up with, I think 2 more after that, but I'm still a little bit behind on that. It's, if you've read Grisham, you know what I mean. It's complete time pass reading. It's great fun. But the other book I'm reading is actually a sports-centric book. It's called The Club. It's about how the Premier League started. I'm a big nerd for sport and the business of sport and how Premier League started is such a great story.
Yes.
It's written by a Wall Street Journal journalist called Jonathan Clegg.
Okay.
A fantastic
Definitely,
book.
I should.
You're a sports fan. You must read
Yes,
it.
yes,
Yeah,
definitely,
it's
I should.
fantastic.
And you tell me what are you doing?
So I just had a son. So
Okay,
that's my hobby now.
That's definitely taking away a lot of
A
your
lot of my
time.
time, yes.
Yeah, so that's like your hobby.
But generally, I play badminton.
Oh.
And,
So
that's always fun.
both of you are like pretty much like doing stuff which is in and around sports. That's great. Thank you so much for
Appreciate
talking
your
to
time.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thanks.
for talking
Thank
to
you
us.
very much.
Thank you guys. We'll meet again soon with another Facebook Live.